Time now for the Daily Answer, sponsored by Salem Surround on The Answer Now TV.
Thrilled to welcome the Congresswoman representing the 14th Congressional District of Georgia. You know her well, Marjorie Greene. Congresswoman Greene, thanks a lot for your time this morning.
Oh, good morning. Thanks for having me on.
You are the chairwoman of the DOGE committee in the House. And as I understand it, we talked with one of your colleagues earlier this morning, David Kustoff of the 8th District of Tennessee. He said that maybe a vote on this big, beautiful bill could happen as soon as tonight in the House. And so I have to ask you, as chairwoman of the DOGE committee, if that's true, are you happy with this big, beautiful bill as it relates to the DOGE findings?
Well, in short, no, I'm not. And I'll explain why. There's a lot of confusion about this bill. The big, beautiful bill is essentially a government funding bill. It funds all the programs. It funds energy, which is extremely important. It funds border security. It funds ICE, Border Patrol. As a member of the Homeland Security Committee, I think that is extremely important. But it also, very importantly, and I say this as a business owner for over 25 years, it funds our tax law, and we cannot get that done fast enough. What the big, beautiful bill does not do is it does not pass any DOGE cuts, which is upsetting for probably everyone. However, it's not germane to the reconciliation bill, which is the big, beautiful bill. DOGE cuts have to be done separately. And I've been very vocal with the Speaker, with the White House, who is also controlling the DOGE cuts and rescissions. I've been very vocal that I think DOGE cuts is something we should vote on every single day, because they reduce the size and scope of the federal government and reduce spending. And I believe in being able to walk and chew gum at the same time. So I can tell you the big, beautiful bill is a great bill. It has a lot of wonderful things in it, but it does not cut spending. It actually spends money on Trump administration priorities and Trump campaign promises.
Okay, so you are very transparently saying, in your view, this was never about cutting spending, and so any of your colleagues that would say it doesn't cut enough are essentially misguided. That was never the goal of this bill. Is that what you're saying? Yes,
that is exactly right. And anyone that is telling you that this is about DOGE is not telling you the truth. It is essentially an omnibus. It's a government funding bill. See, right now the government is being funded by a Biden-era Democrat written and Democrat-passed continuing resolution, which is called a CR. It was just continuing funding. And we should have never passed the CR. I didn't want to. The president asked me to, only because the Republican-controlled Congress was giving him no other option. What this big, beautiful bill is it's all Trump administration and Trump campaign promises into a funding package, funding the government in policy, shape, and form to be able to deliver what Trump campaigned on. That's what this is. This is not a DOGE cut. This is not cutting spending. It is funding. And it's wrong to say that. It's wrong to sell it in any other way. Now, Congress does have a responsibility to cut funding and cut spending, and reducing the amount of money we spend can be done in this bill, but it is not DOGE related at all. The DOGE cuts are called rescissions, and those will be done separately, and I don't think they've been done fast enough.
Okay, but you think more will come after the big, beautiful bill by way of cuts?
Yes.
You think that'll happen?
Well, what they're telling me, so I'll tell you the lie that they're telling me is the lie I'll tell you. And I say that, I say that sarcastically. They have told me between the White House, because I've been pushing hard, and leadership in Congress, is that we're supposed to be voting on what's called a rescissions package, and those will be DOGE cuts. Now, I'm against the package because I keep telling them it's absurd that we can't vote to defund studies on the sex lives of shrimp, stupid things like that every single week. We should be cutting all these grants, all these contracts that Elon Musk, incredible DOGE team has been doing, we should be codifying those in Congress every single week. But I'm not in control of this. They want to do it in one big package. And I'm told that package is going to be sent from Russ Vogt at the OMB office at the White House to the Appropriations Committee in the House of Representatives. And we're supposed to be working that package after we pass the big, beautiful bill.
Okay. That's as transparent as you can be, and I appreciate it. There's a lot of other things to talk about. You have reintroduced a bill to ban gender transition procedures for minors. I hate the term even, gender transition, as though that's even real. I've long held that people that practice medicine that would do this to minors should be jailed as far as I'm concerned, but good for you for this, at least.
Well, and that's exactly what my bill will do. It will put them in jail. It criminalizes sex changes, or what they call gender-affirming care, on minors, on children. And this bill cannot be passed fast enough. And it's hard to even believe that this is something that is happening in our lives today. It's hard to believe that children are being brainwashed and actually being groomed by a medical industry to think that they can even change their gender or think this is something that they should ever do. It's a mental illness, and it should be treated that way. And I've been pushing for this for 3 years. I've introduced this bill every single Congress, and pushed my colleagues on it. And finally today in the Judiciary Committee, my bill called the Protect Children's Innocence Act, which will make it a felony for anyone to engage in gender-affirming care or sex changes on children. And it's going to go through the Judiciary Committee today at 10 a.m. I cannot wait. I'm going to watch every single minute of that committee as it goes through Judiciary, and I cannot wait. And I will be pushing very hard for my bill to finally make it to the House floor for a vote.
Boy, that would be huge. Do you have any reason to believe that your colleagues, Republican colleagues, House and Senate, wouldn't get behind something like this if it came to a full vote?
I think they would be morally and ethically wrong if they did not support it. And I'll also tell you, it has the full support of President Trump. This is also one of his executive orders, and another thing we should be passing every single week is executive orders. But this is one of his executive orders. It was also one of the top issues in the 2024 campaign cycle, literally in the top 5. And it's an 80% issue across the political spectrum. This is not a divided issue in America. This is a well-supported issue in America. And any Republican that voted against it, I would imagine, would be in severe danger in their next election.
The reality of what you do is you try to do meaningful things, but you also have elections to win. All of you in the House are up for re-election next year. This big, beautiful bill passing, tax cuts, improvements at the border, you'll have things to run on. Democrats, you're always, I'll put it this way, intentionally or unintentionally, it's always entertaining to watch you lock horns with some of the rising stars in the Democrat Party, like Jasmine Crockett. Is that really the best they have to offer? And do you think Republicans can hang on next fall, given where we stand at this hour?
Well, that's a great question. Yes, Jasmine Crockett is really the best they have to offer. And that's the truth. This is where the Democrat Party stands today. They're trying to all feign their shock and awe at how Biden's cancer and ailing health and dementia was hidden from the public when they all participated in it. So, yeah, it is really true that the Democrat Party actually supports people like Jasmine Crockett, who are extremely low IQ, basically a product of DEI, and someone who has never accomplished anything in the real world. She's just risen to the top through basically law school and then politics. That's who Jasmine Crockett is. So it's very centric to the Democrat Party. However, here's the thing. I think Republicans will only win the midterms if they actually do what we promised. And I stand with the American people. Republicans don't deserve support of the American people. They don't deserve donations. They don't deserve help on campaigns. They don't deserve the wonderful people that knock doors for us if we don't deliver what we promised we would deliver. And, I come from the business world, and I don't get repeat customers. I don't earn praise from customers if I don't deliver the job that I said I was going to deliver. And it's the same way in politics. And, Republicans made this fatal mistake in 2017 and 2018. And that's why Nancy Pelosi became Speaker in 2019. That's why President Trump was impeached twice after that, is because Republicans didn't deliver. And, I stand in the camp with the frustrated Americans that are sick and tired of a Republican Party that doesn't do what they say.
Do you trust or feel, I don't know your feelings about Speaker Johnson. Do you like the man? Do you think he's a good faith actor? Are you pleased with his agenda and his drive thus far?
I think that's a complicated question. I have no problem with Speaker Johnson. I do think he's doing the best he possibly can, but I also need to explain that that Congress works very closely with the Legislative Affairs Office in the White House, works very closely with OMB, which is driven by Russ Vought, works very closely with Stephen Miller's office, and they are also very involved in the basically the timing of what we're doing. And the White House wants Congress to focus on the big, beautiful bill, the reconciliation bill, first. And that's been a united effort between the Trump administration and Congress.
Good. Well, may I ask you then, this could come to a vote tonight. Do you expect it will pass out of the House when it does, or if it does come to a vote?
There is absolutely no reason that it should fail. But the problem is we have different parts of our conference that are standing on their own little hill in their own little castle, defending their own little kingdom, instead of working together to pass this bill. And they're trying to say this is our only chance. Guess what? It's not. We can do reconciliation 2 more times as Congress. 2 more times.
Congresswoman, come back and see us, please. I'm thrilled that you made time for us this morning. I hope you'll do it again. Marjorie Taylor Greene.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
For full shows, live and on demand, it's Salem News Channel. Stay informed anytime, anywhere with the Salem News Channel and 9:30 a.m. TheAnswer.com. This has been The Daily Answer, sponsored by Salem Surround on The Answer Now TV.
It's Chris Stigall, and you're watching The Answer Now TV.